This is a very interesting client story. One of my favorites. The entire process was a lot of fun. I hope it was a lot of fun for him as well. This gentleman was absolutely new to investing in the Dubai real estate market, and he was looking for the best ROI. Before he ever spoke to me and my team, he had already interviewed a lot of other advisors and agents. Having watched some of my YouTube videos, he ended up signing up on our VIP elite program. We are live after a hiatus, after not being around for about 2 weeks, or was it just 1 week that we took time off. The reason was obviously Eid al-Adha, and Hajj was going on, right? But thank you very much for everybody who's joining in. Look, the idea is to take questions. Sukid 1181, Robin Kushwaha, Iyad Takruri. The idea is to take questions, guys, and answer them, right? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Obviously, I have a set of questions that come across to me from real estate agents in general, otherwise as well. So let's start with that. I'd love to know, where are you guys tuning in from? Okay, so hey guys, hi on YouTube, and hello hello on Instagram as well. Salman Khan, Money, Saleh, Hakim, Suresh Amara, how are you guys doing? Bless you. Thanks very much for joining in, guys. The idea is for me to be able to answer real estate questions with respect to Dubai. YouTube is lagging, but Instagram is working fine. So I'm happy. I'm a happy camper. So if you're on Instagram, you're going to be okay. All right. Cool. Guys, listen. If you guys got questions, just shoot them across to me. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have with respect to Dubai real estate. Okay, let's stick to Dubai real estate. Okay, in general. Okay, a few live questions here and there. It's fine. Okay. Let's look at agent questions first, okay? So I get a bunch of questions from agents. Let's start with the agents. Bless you all, okay? So this is a question from Arjun Asok 4551, and this is what he says: I'm struggling to get leads. What could be the reason? Okay, so if you're in real estate and you're struggling to get leads, but see, there might be a little bit. And it's fine if you're struggling in this way. It's fine. You've got to understand something. You are the lead generation machine. So think of yourself as the lead generation machine, okay? Do you have the knowledge on how to generate leads? And then if you have the necessary knowledge, do you put in fuel every day, and do you run yourself as the lead generator every day? I'm going to give you a very simple example. Okay, a lot of times people think in complicated ways, like I've got to have a social media presence, I've got to start generating videos, content, I've got to put in a lot of information out there, and then I'll start generating leads. I'm going to give you something very simple, okay? Are you aware that in Dubai, for 6 to 8 months, there's a lot of exhibitions take place, right? During that exhibition time period, a lot of people come from abroad, okay? If all you did was every day go to those exhibitions that had 300, 400 people and just handed out your card, not everybody's going to be looking to buy a property. Some of them don't even want to talk to you sometimes. That's fine. But if you hand them your card, and you hand yourself their card, guess what you have now? You have a human being who maybe today, tomorrow, or somewhere down the line might be interested in buying property, right? I know even you sitting here are a potential lead. Do you know how? First, you yourself could be buying a property or renting a property. No, is it possible or no? You need shelter? Yes. Okay. Then you know, in your 20 odd years of life, do you know other people from your country? Do you think that they need property sometimes? They might want to invest. Let me ask you a question. That's a good question. This is now a good way. Do you want to know anybody who you think... Okay, let's start like this. How many people do you know in your life? Round number, any number. Okay, 5, 10, 20, 50. If I gave you a piece of paper and pen, I said, look, write down all the number of people that you know. Would you be able to write 5 names? Okay, would you be able to write 10 names? Okay, would you be able to write 20 names? Would you be able to write 30 names? Would you be able to write 50 names? Would you be able to write 75 names? Would you be able to write 100 names? But okay, so let's cap it at 100, okay? So okay, I'm pretty impressed. You know 100 people? Okay, that's good. Out of these 100 people, Anu, how many people do you think might be able to afford a property in Dubai? Let me ask you, okay? Do you think that out of the 100 people, all of them can afford a property in Dubai? No problem. Do you think 50% could afford a property in Dubai? No, no problem. Do you think 25% could afford a property in Dubai? 25% would be 25. Yeah? No, no. Be honest. Yeah, that's good. We're going there. Do you think 15%, 15 people could afford a property in Dubai? Okay. Do you think 10%, 10 people could afford a property in Dubai? 5%. So she just, okay. So now you know 5 people who could afford a property in Dubai. Buy a property in Dubai. Okay. That's great. So all I need to do is, Anu, would you like to purchase a property in Dubai? You can be honest. Yes or no? Okay. Well, you'd like to. That's great. Let's work together. Let's say you had said, no, I don't want to, or I'm not ready. Then I just have to say, look, Anu, do you know anybody else who you think might be looking to buy a property in Dubai? Do you know anybody else? Jinu, hello. Gabriel, hello. How are you guys? Jinu Suter, how are you doing? So now, do you know anybody else who might be looking to? So you know 5 people, right? Do you think that you would be able to give them my mobile number and give me theirs? And there's many ways to get this, right? I could always tell you, look, Anu, if I sell them anything, I'll be sure to give you 5,000 dirhams. I'll be sure to give you 1,000 dirhams. I don't know, even 1,000 dirhams. No. I'll be sure to give you a gift card to Dubai Mall for 500 dirhams. Whatever, right? Build some interest for you, right? So what did I just do? This is lead generation. People are people complicate things too much. Guys, you guys think as agents that lead generation needs to be overly complicated. You're relying on your company to do that. But it is complicated in the sense that I have to convince you or talk to you. And now here's the thing. People will say, no, Anu will not give me her recommendation or her referral. And I agree that she will not. Maybe this week she won't. I'll call her again next week. So I'll say to you, Anu, again, can you give me some referral? So you've just got to be creative. Does that make sense? So when you're saying that you're having problem lead generating, guys, listen, your problem is not lead generating. Your problem is effort. Sorry, I say this like this, okay? The problem is not lead generating. The problem is you're not putting in effort. Now you might say, oh, I do put in effort. But look, here's the funny thing about life. You know, they say this a lot of times. If you're putting in effort in the wrong place, then you're not smart, right? They say this. If you're doing the same thing to try to get the different result, you're not smart. But you know, no matter how unsmart somebody is, if they're doing the same thing several times, most of the times they'll figure out that they need to do it in a better way. How do you think that we ended up being able to cut trees in a better way? Obviously, the earlier people, they might have started with stone. Then they might have decided, hey, you know what? If you sharpen stone, it's better. So when you say that you've got lead generation problem, the fact of the matter, in my opinion, is you're not putting in enough effort, right? Today, you don't even need me to tell you how to lead generate. You could just go to ChatGPT, which is one of the AI modules, right? MLMs or whatever you call them. Just ask it over there, hey, would you please kindly give me 10 to 20 ways on how to generate leads for my business without spending money? Problem solved? But then you've got to implement those things. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? Okay. That's very critical. Okay. So, hey guys, I want to ask you a question. Everybody who's watching on YouTube and Instagram, I want to ask you, what's the biggest dream you've ever had? What is the biggest, most important dream that you've ever had? Gabriel, what is the biggest, most important dream that you've ever had, and are you still chasing it? are you still chasing it? So I'd love to know, for all those who are watching on YouTube, hey guys, say hello, because honestly on YouTube when you're there, I can't see you at all. Okay, so I can't see you at all. I don't know who you are. Okay, welcome billionaire's wife. Okay, bless you. I don't know who you are. I can't see who you are. So on YouTube, unless you say hi, I don't know. Okay. On Instagram, I'd love to hear from you. What is the biggest dream that you've ever had or have right now? And are you still chasing it? Are you still chasing it? Are you still chasing it? All right. Okay. Let's take some investor questions. Okay. So I've got an investor problem. Okay. What the problem is, how do you evaluate occupancy rates of a building over the past 12 months? Okay. Of a particular building, and how do you do that? Not by just looking at market averages. Okay. So the investor dilemma is, you're about to buy in a certain place, certain building, so on and so forth. How do you actually accurately measure occupancy rate in that particular project or in that particular building? It's very simple. Okay. You've got to roll up your sleeves, and you got to get boots on the ground. Okay. You've got to get boots on the ground. So what you would do is, you would go to Property Finder, okay, or one of the portals, okay, whichever of the portals that you're using, and just search for apartments to rent in that building or apartments to rent in that area. Okay, Sri, welcome. Okay, so you're just looking for apartments to rent or apartments in that townhouse community. Welcome, Malik Arsalan Awan. How are you? Abdi R9, welcome. Amuj25, welcome. Okay, we've got some people on Instagram, guys. It's mostly about real estate. If you've got questions about real estate, please shoot them across. Amna Hamid, welcome. Mizzy Darling, Abdirahman, welcome. Okay. Okay, Baba Dragunov. I see your question. I'm coming to it on YouTube. How do you evaluate? So this is a problem that a lot of investors have. Okay, how do they evaluate occupancy? You go to the portals, look for how many actual apartments are available. Okay, very easy. Okay, go through calling some of these agents who've got apartments listing, and note down the apartment numbers that they have, right? Because what I'll tell you is, sometimes an apartment or a townhouse might be listed with four or three different agents. So if you've got only 3 available, but there are 9 agents listing that particular apartment for rent, you've got a very skewed data. Like, you don't have actual on the ground data. So the problem that you're going to have is, you're going to miss out on understanding if this is true and this is really, really accurate or not, right? So you need to actually be able to measure that. So you got to call them and ask them. Like, that's the best way, okay? And then while you're speaking to them, ask them. Like, I'm trying to, like, some of these guys, they're going to be very nice. They're going to tell you, like, if you be very honest with them, they will be very honest back to you, and they will say yes. Ask them, how long does an apartment stay vacant or a townhouse stay vacant? And they'll give you, sorry guys, they'll give you very, very accurate advice. Okay, pass on a message, get me some coffee and tea, please, just to give the message out. Thank you so much. I've been awake since, I don't know, 6 o'clock. Except 5:30 today. Okay, slept late and awake since 5:30. Okay, guys, Baba Dragunov asks, mashallah, a question. Hi, hope you're doing well. My name is Fahad. Okay, that's also my name. Okay, and I work in rental, but I want to do sales. Please give me advice. Okay, very easy, Fahd. Very easy. Okay, it's not very complicated to do sales. If you are working in a particular community, in a particular area, first thing that you're going to have to do is, you're going to start having to get some listings. Right? You're going to have to start getting some listings on seller listing, right? We call them seller listings. So people who are looking to sell their apartments in that area, you're going to have to go and you're gonna have to go out, reach out to them, and get some of those listings. Now, here's the thing: you might think, okay, I need to get some listings, but I don't have any listings. Here's the thing: if you've got friends who are already selling in that area, you've got to start talking to them and say, listen, is it okay if I list your property as well, and I could sell your property as well? And if they say yes, that's it. Boom, right? You're going to have to share your commissions with them, but that's not a problem. But because in the beginning, all you want to do is start getting experience to be able to sell. Can I stand and do this? How difficult will it be? Can we do that? Until we fix that, guys. We're trying to fix that, okay? Okay, okay, Fahd. So you start, but I'm gonna stand. Okay. So I got this here. Okay. Maz Mkazi, mashallah. How are you? We're gonna have to go really up, yeah? Because we're just gonna stand up a little bit. To shake away the yawnies, alright? Okay, to shake away the yawnies. Alright, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alright, guys, okay. Fahd, does that make sense? So you don't have to get super complicated about it. Just get out there and start working with some of the listings that you have with respect to your friends and family, and start showing people those listings, okay? Start showing people those listings. And then here's the thing, what you might be thinking. You want to get it close to my face, because right now you've got this. No, because you've got the whole thing. I prefer. Can you get it higher? You can't go higher. Yeah. What about this? What about this one? Can this go higher there? You're gonna hold it. How long are you gonna hold it? Can't this go higher? Right, but doesn't it have more strength?
Yes, but I have to keep the camera down.
Oh, okay. Keep it here. Keep it here. Keep it here. I'll talk to the camera here. Keep it here. Can you keep it here?
I'm sorry, it won't work like that.
Can I hold it? Okay. All right. We've got a hard-working guy. He's just gonna hold it. All right, guys. We're gonna stay live for a little bit longer. Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman. Okay, guys. Hey, whoever's available, whoever's watching on Instagram, yeah, this is better. Like, because instead of becoming, whoever's watching on Instagram and on YouTube, I'd love to know if you guys have a dream and if you're still chasing that dream. Okay, if you're still chasing that dream. Okay, so I answered this question about lead generation. Okay, let's go on and answer a few more questions. Okay. So this person says his name is Gadget Genius 49. Okay. Just joined the real estate company, and since being a fresher and training, we have received old refurbished leads and have to work on that only. Now, what to do in this case is really tough to make prospects of those leads. It's not tough. It's not tough. You're just not doing your part. Okay. I'll tell you why. Okay. I'm going to tell you guys a very simple situation that happens with a lot of people, guys. When a lead comes in, you guys have to understand the entire cycle of somebody buying, okay? Sometimes, and you've got to understand your own situation as well. Sometimes you click an ad and you're nowhere close to making a buying decision. Okay? You're nowhere close to making an actual buying decision. But yet you still clicked, okay? I look more energetic today, Maz. Who is this nice person telling me this? Thank you, brother. Jazakallah khair. Maz Kazi. Barakallah alaik. Jazakallah khair. Jazakallah khair. for telling me that I look more energetic. Wallahi, thank you so much. Okay, may Allah bless you. Okay, so to get more energy, I've actually started. I'm standing up now. It's still too low. Gotta go higher, right? Okay, cool. Acha. So look, this agent saying he's gotten old leads. Man, those old leads is gold. You've got to understand that sometimes people started sometimes people contacted a company and they were not interested at that time. This has happened to me many times. Somebody comes across to me, he says, I am interested, we have a little small chat, and then he goes away, he ghosts me, right? And then 6 months later, he's like boom, 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 boom. Because you know what, you guys have to understand, a lot of things are happening in their life on their side. What do I mean by this? Okay, they've got house stuff happening, family stuff happening, marriages happening, God forbid deaths happening, travel happening, house moving happening. There's so many things happen on their side that they were just not ready to make the purchase at that time, right? Does that mean they're bad lead? Does that mean they're a bad lead? No, not at all, right? It just means that they were not ready at that time and they're going to become ready now. So what your job is at that stage is to grab them and start working with them. So anybody who thinks that a lead that's old is really bad, they're not bad. As long as they were qualified, right? So if somebody clicked an ad for a company, because we get a lot of those leads as well. Somebody clicked an ad and said they want to make friends. They're not really interested in buying a property. That's a bad lead, okay? But old leads does not mean bad leads, okay? I hope that makes sense. Guys, everybody on Instagram or YouTube, I'd love to hear from you guys. What is it that you have had as an amazingly big dream, and are you still chasing it, okay? Are you still chasing it? ASMR. Are you still chasing your big dream? Are you still, what is it that you had as an amazing dream, and are you still chasing it, okay? Let's tackle another problem that investors have, the problem of oversupply, okay? What if an area is slated, or a lot of people talk about oversupply coming in, okay? What if a lot of people are talking about oversupply coming into a certain area, right? So obviously some people will be like, hey, that seems to be that it could be a little bit of a problem in the future. I'm going to tell you how you actually resolve this and understand this, okay? Number one, welcome Aisha. Number one is you look at which area it is, okay? And different areas have different risk mitigation strategies, and different areas have different exposure to risk, okay? So if you're in the luxury category, generally speaking, when markets correct, luxury gets affected because the luxury segment's ability to rent, etc., can get affected because of the economy and so on and so forth, okay? When you're in the residential space, which is what 70% or majority of the people are in Dubai, which is what they want to rent, they want to stay, they want a good, clean, quality place to live in with good, clean amenities over there, then your risk is lowered. Why? Because you've got to remember one thing. There's about 1 to 2 million people commuting in from neighboring Emirates into Dubai on a daily, weekday basis for work alone. Each time we've seen rents correct in Dubai, these people are the first people who end up moving into Dubai. You've got to keep this in mind. Remember this. These people are absolutely the first people who move into Dubai, okay? So when you're looking at oversupply, the way you address this is you got to see which areas you're going to be buying in, and then what are the mitigation strategies. Now, if you see that rents are softening, you've got to soften faster, okay? So what the problem that I've seen, and I've experienced this, right? I've experienced this out of doing this. Like, so I'm not saying that, oh, I'm giving you this advice because I know everything. No, I've experienced because I've experienced the pain of this. When we've seen that the market is correcting, or the rents are coming down, What you've got to do at that stage is you've got to bring your rent down faster. Okay. So let's say if last year you were charging, let's say 100,000 dirhams for rent, this year, as upon renewal, if your tenant's telling me like, listen, that's great that you charge me 100,000, I'd like to stay, but there are other apartments available at 90,000. At this stage, you're not going to be arrogant and stubborn. You're going to say, look, you know what? I'll give you 90,000. Okay, that's one scenario. The other scenario is that you don't give him 90,000. Let's say he left your apartment for XYZ reason, right? Now you've got to rent it again. If you go into the market and people are renting it at 90, you go to the market and say, I'll rent it out for 88. Okay, you don't wait until the market starts correcting, coming further down, so on and so forth. Okay, you want to catch the market before it starts correcting. Okay, welcome Aisha, Kausar, Hizkeel, Ahmed, Stories of Lahir, MFB 999 as well. Welcome, guys, love to have your questions. If you guys have questions, please shoot them across on YouTube as well. Guys, listen, I can't see you on YouTube, so I say hello. Thank you very much for joining in on YouTube. But if you'd like to give me a question, I'm happy to answer in any way possible that I can. Hizkeel Ahmed, okay, you want to meet me, brother. Okay, I'm not sure why you'd like to meet me, but thank you very much for the privilege and the honor to suggesting that you'd like to meet me. Okay, I can suggest you 2 ways to do that. Okay, if you've got a question that you really want to answer, and you want it done for free, then you have this area right here to do it. If you want to do a discussion about real estate, there is a WhatsApp number here. Okay, there is a WhatsApp number on my Instagram profile. You can WhatsApp me there. The team will ask you to fill up a short form, and then you can set up a meeting time with me to see if we are a good fit. I will explain to you how we work, so on and so forth. Personally, and so Hizkeel, you want to meet personally and discuss something real estate. Okay, there is a WhatsApp number here somewhere, brother. If you would be kind enough to WhatsApp on that, you'll speak to my team. They'll ask you to fill up a very short form. I'd appreciate it if you take the time so that I can understand. Okay, sure. So I can understand what it is, and then I can guide you accordingly. It'd be my pleasure. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. And if you have obviously any questions over here, then please don't hesitate, right? If you want a question discussed here, please go ahead and ask me, okay? Somebody asks, how can I get the ultimate guide to Dubai real estate book in Pakistan? I think through Amazon, okay? The same person says, hey, Fahd Bhai, okay, hi. I'm from Pakistan. I wanted to work as an agent in Dubai, so please advise me where to start. Listen, there is a series of videos that I have made on people looking to work in Dubai real estate and where they should be starting, okay? Basically, when you're coming into Dubai, you should have a little bit of money saved up. You should be able to afford to get a driving license if you can't convert the country license that you have directly, so to speak. I am first time getting into real estate agent. So somebody's saying question, okay. So there's a question about real estate, okay. So I think Aisha, you're trying to ask me a question. Ask me a question here, okay, Aisha. Bless you. Ask me a question here, and I will be happy to answer, okay. I can't see the question that you put over there, okay. So just to go back to answering this question. Hatumus, as an existing customer, I recommend Fahd's service big time. Thanks, Fahd. Jazakallah khair. Hatumus. Okay, barakallah alaik. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate your kind, very kind message, to be honest with you. I really appreciate it. Hatim, very kind. Thank you. Jazakallah khair, brother. Thanks for being here. Okay. I want to explain something to somebody who's asking about joining and working as an agent in Dubai. Okay, there's a few basic things you want to do, okay? You want to join the right company. You want to see that the company has mentorship and training. You want to be able to get a car for yourself, either to rent a car or to buy a car, okay? And then you want to be able to learn the market, okay? There's a few videos that are very clear about how to okay, that's a good question. Okay, this is a good place to ask. Okay, there's a few things that I suggest that you should be doing, and about real estate, you should have a very clear vision. You should be really getting in very seriously, and so on and so forth. Okay, Hatim, Jazakallah khair, brother. Thank you very much for your kind comment. Really appreciate it. Hope you're very, 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 very well. Okay, so I've got a question here from Hizkil. Okay, Hizkil, look, this is the perfect platform to ask this question. Okay, is this good time to start off plan with content videos? Yeah, it's a good time. Okay, anytime is a good time. I'll tell you something, guys. In my 15 years of experience, I've seen it too many times where people are trying to figure out, is this a good time? Okay, anytime's a good time as long as you're serious about it. Okay, so people will say, is this a good time to invest in real estate? Yes, it's a good time. Just be serious about doing the educational work, the research, and making sure that you are investing in the right kind of asset. Okay, and you will be okay. So the question is not always, is it a good time to invest in real estate? Yes, it's a good time. Because here's the thing, right? When was the perfect time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. When is the next best time? Right now. If you ask me, Hiskil, is this a good time to start off plan with content videos? I'm going to say, hey man, the perfect time was 5 years ago or 4 years ago, and the next best time is now. The question is not about, is it the perfect time for you? The question is more about, what are you going to do? A lot of people, and if you say, like, is it the right thing to do? I don't know. The question is, will you be good with this? Will you be able to, I've got some coffee. Will you be able to push it forward? Will you be committed to the content? All right, guys, some coffee in me now. I can go on now. Okay, that's it. I'm awake now. Alhamdulillah. Okay. The question is, would you be able to push his skill? Okay. They can think about it like this. Okay. If you make content, social content on off plan, are you going to stick to the process and do your best? What are people looking for? People are looking for more value. Okay. If all you're going to do is put the brochures out there, tough chances. But if you're going to go to the location, if you're going to add good value to people so that they can differentiate the projects, why this one's good, and you're going to do some homework, and you're going to stick to it, then it's a good time. Don't worry. Okay? May Allah bless you. From back 2023, I admire you. Your videos guided me so much. Say Allahumma barik. Wallahi, it is all from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. MashaAllah. La quwwata illa billah. It is not from us. We do our best to explain, to guide. But was I able to answer this question, Hizkil? So the question is not, is it a good time? The question is, are you able to produce good content? That is the question. So it's not a question about, is it a good time? The question is rather, are you able to produce good content so that people would then end up working with you or enjoying your content, want to work with you, so on and so forth. That is the critical thing, okay? Okay, hope that makes sense, okay? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So there's a question here from Nitin, okay? He's got an arts background. I don't have any background in real estate or business, but I'm thinking and love to move to UAE, Dubai to work as a real estate agent. But I don't have proper guidance or mentorship. I'm really passionate about it. And can you please help me how to connect with companies and get selected without having any experience? Okay. So you're kind of like, I'm going to say you're kind of like in a blessed state right now. Because in Dubai, as much as we have grown as an industry, there are still companies who are willing to give you a chance if you have no experience. Okay. So the top tier companies, okay, the names are very obvious to a lot of people who follow Dubai real estate. I would say that they're going to be difficult, okay, for you to start working with them. Not impossible, difficult, right? If you can still show them that you bring a lot of value to the table, it could be an ex Rolex dealer, right? If you're an ex Rolex dealer, you're bringing a lot of value, a lot of value, and they'll be like, hey, this guy already deals with a lot of the luxury people, blah, blah, blah. So they'll be like, boom, they might hire you. But look, guys, even if they don't hire you, I don't know. I know, is it, you guys are a little bit younger than me, but still millennials, right? Okay, bless you. You knew that was coming, right? My question is, if I today wanted to go into internet marketing, I know the approach I would take. Do some online training and then go and apply to companies to work in online marketing. Obviously not the top company, because I would be a bad fit there because their standards would be too high. But I would go to a mid company, SME could be an SME, and I would beg for a job, even if I had to do it for free. I would literally say, look, if it's my passion, because that's how I went into real estate full time. People are like, where's your experience? I had experience as an owner of a real estate company, but not as an agent. So I told people, I'll work for free. And they said, are you sure? It was very difficult to work for free. So I would go to a company and say, hey, I'm willing to work for free. And then you'll be like, but sir, how are you going to feed yourself? Well, I don't know, Maggie noodles. Right, Anu? Right? But you're going to survive, right? You know this guy, John Paul Deloria, Osama Al-Rahmani. John Paul Deloria, okay? He is the shampoo brand. He's a billionaire, okay? He, for 2 years, he used to, I think he used to go some place where they used to give shrimps, all you can eat shrimps for 99 cents with some drinks. No, drinks were 99 cents, and then just shrimps were just extra on the table. And you could eat as much as you want. Uwais, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Please don't go away, Uwais. Stay with me. Uwais, stay with me. Uwais, ask a great question or share your insight. Guys, listen. This guy, Uwais, who's online with me right now, he has been in the real estate market for over also 15 years. He knows a lot about what's happening, what's going on. He's an investor, mashallah, Allahumma barik himself. He is a very good guy, but he's gone away because he knew I was going to ask him questions. Why did he go away? Ayan313786 sent a request to join live. Guys, a lot of times you guys don't know what you're doing. You're pressing buttons and then you think that going live isn't going to happen. Okay, so Hiskil asked me a question, but he's no longer here. He is here. Okay, Hiskil, I'm going to answer this question. Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. What's this question? Bismillah. Okay, yeah. Please fix that. Okay, Bismillah. Hiskil. Mr. Fahd. Okay, Mr. Hiskil. What is the best strategy for off-plan videos and content, and how we can select developer? How we can approach investors or our investors, buyers, sellers, and how can I pitch them off-plan? Okay, what is the best strategy? Okay. Look, very simple. The best strategy is to be able to know a good developer that has a very good credibility. Okay, so choosing a developer. Look, you can choose almost any developer you like. There's maybe about 1,000+ developers. Okay, I should show you what these guys are doing. Okay, they're trying to fix this. Okay, they're trying to fix, because I'm doing a standing live today. They're trying to fix this, okay? But she's broken one of the legs, okay? The one of the legs is in her hand now. MashaAllah, Allahumma barak, I swear. MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Well done, Anu. Don't worry about anything. Okay, Hiskil. So they came. What you're going to do is, when you're choosing a developer, you choose any of the developers that have a good, decent track record, okay? Good, decent track record means they've delivered 3, 5, 6, 7 projects already, okay? And they've got a decent name in the market, okay? So they spend on some marketing budget. Now, obviously you can choose the big developers, right? You know the big government developers, right? I'm not naming them now because you already know them, okay? So, not naming them. But you know the big developers. So, you can choose any of the big developers, number one. Okay? You can choose any of the big developers. At the same time, here's the thing, okay? If you're starting in real estate, Iskil, you might not choose the biggest developers who are the most expensive and known to be expensive, because investors for that have a lot of money. They will work with you, but you're required then to know a lot, and you've got to have very good experience in the market to be able to deal with them. Okay, so it might not be very easy. Okay, but choose a mid-tier developer. It could be also a private developer. There's no harm in choosing a private developer. Okay, then you're asking me about the content. Okay, listen. There's the basic content. Okay, basic content kya hai? The basic content is just adding who this might be, what's the information. Okay, so the basic content is, this is the location, this is the price, this is the amenities, this is the quality, etc. XYZ. Done, right? So you're done. Your job is don't stick to that. So if you want to add value, you're going to say who this is relevant for. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Let's say a certain project is coming in the DIFC area. You would lead with that on the content. So you would say, look, this is very good for people in the DIFC area. Okay, that's what you want to say. If the handover is after 4 years or 5 years, you want to explain to people why 5 years later handover is good or not good. Might be risky, might be not risky, right? Whatever the case might be. So what you're doing is you're going a little bit beyond. When you're doing content marketing or you're doing content information, you're going beyond what everybody else is doing, and you're trying to give them information related to that project that is relevant for them. Okay, that's number one. The other thing that you would like to, I would suggest that you do, is you go through the little bit of the process. Okay, the process of helping them understand. The process of helping them understand how to make the purchase. Okay, the process of helping them understand how to make the purchase. The process of helping them understand how to make sure that there's an escrow account in place. The process of helping them understand what an SPA is. The process of helping them understand what a booking form is. The process of helping them understand what an EOI is, so on and so forth, right? If you have all of this in place, then this starts building your stack of information for off-plan buyers. Okay. Hopefully this was helpful. Okay. All right, guys, listen. We've been on for about 50 odd minutes. We're going to take a little end break now. I'd love thank you. I appreciate the questions that you guys set through. Generally speaking, guys, we go live at 11 a.m. on Saturdays. Sometimes we might be a little bit later, but generally speaking, our lives happen at 11 a.m. on Saturdays. All right. For now, I say thank you very much for all the questions that you brought through. Jazakallah khair. Today was a little bit chaotic because we're just coming back from the break, but it's my fault. Inshallah, next Saturday will be like on the dot at 11 a.m. All right, guys. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is a very interesting client story. One of my favorites. The entire process was a lot of fun. I hope it was a lot of fun for him as well. This gentleman was absolutely new to investing in the Dubai real estate market, and he was looking for the best ROI. Before he ever spoke to me and my team, he had already interviewed a lot of other advisors and agents. Having watched some of my YouTube videos, he ended up signing up on our VIP elite program, where we take people from start to finish for their investments. And then we started the process of doing the strategy development for him.
and then implementing and finding the right properties. We found a very good investment property and a home. I wish him all the best. I believe it's about helping the client find the best properties, and we can invest in the client's future.